The Shava Shava scene is also so funny. This man, Yash, who's been harping on about parampara and tradition and like
Are you talking about the
Hamara
backup dancers?
Sanskar and Sanskriti. Yeah. He's dancing with like people dressed in like camisole top, really short skirt ending. Fine, wear what you want. But like, if he is harping on about Sanskar and like Sanskriti and parampara and all of these stuff, who are you dancing with, buddy? And they
Yeah.
even make jokes about like how he basically likes the girls to just look at and stuff. Like Rahul and his mom are making jokes about all of that stuff. And I'm like, okay, so this is an open thing.
Very much like that kind of vibe here, where it's like, you can have fun with whoever you want. You can look at whoever you want. Actually, this whole scene, yeah, where they're making jokes about Yashvardhan doing this, and then Nandini even comes up to him at the end. She's just like, "All right, that's enough now," and she just walks away without saying anything else. Actually, I know Silsila was supposed to be the whole like Amitabh Bachchan, Rekha, Jaya Bachchan love triangle thing, but is this not a bit like too on the nose here? And I was posing with my finger on my nose, not posing, but like doing this unintentionally. But I'm just like, actually, this feels a bit close to home, shall we say?
Yeah. I was thinking about that too. So again, all of these are a lot of this is like of course conjecture and like none of it's really proven per
Alleged,
se.
blah blah blah. Don't come
It's
for
all
us.
alleged.
Don't
Yeah.
hit us with the legal things. Like whatever.
It is all alleged and like there's again zero proof of any of this or like if you believe some of the proof you see online, that's a different story. So apparently the Silsila story gets deeper because even before Silsila, Amitabh Bachchan's career was actually failing and he was not doing so great. He was already kind of tied to Rekha. There was like a romantic angle alleged in with those two because they'd already done a previous movie. And there were stories that Jaya Bachchan didn't want to do a movie if Rekha was also going to be in it. And like, if especially if Amitabh was going to be working with Rekha, she didn't want that. Again, all of this is alleged. I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. But anyway. And then even Yash Chopra was not doing so great. And that's kind of this whole love triangle got him the idea of Silsila, which, if you have not seen that movie, which is fair, it's not a great movie. But the whole point is that Rekha in that movie is the other woman. Like, she is the girlfriend to Amitabh Bachchan's character. And Amitabh and Jaya are married in that movie. And like in the end of the movie, point is that the wife kind of wins and gets her husband back because he is saying like I'm never gonna leave you again and stuff like that towards the end of the movie and whatever, like I'll always be by your side. Which is I guess also supposed to be reflective of real life because after that there were no ties again. There was zero like connection to be seen with Rekha. But the allegations got so out of hand that even Jaya's dad, who is a big journalist, wrote a article about like this is all kind of stupid and actually Amitabh's a great guy and he's very very sweet, very like humble, down to earth, like a big very flattering article.
Damage control for
Damage
his
control,
son-in-law.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, that's kind of like the side story, I guess. And there's more I can say about Jaya Bachchan herself because she's a fascinating lady.
Please,
But
please get into it.
so Jaya herself, like pretty recently, she went viral because she did like an interview with Barkha Dutt, right, who is also a pretty popular journalist in India. And she went viral because she said things like marriage is an outdated institution and that she didn't want her granddaughter to get married. And she compared, I think, marriage to like this laddu, like a sweet, basically saying like sometimes it's bad and like sometimes there's good that comes out of it kind of thing. And she's like, yeah, I've been married to the same man for like 52 years. Like, he'll have a different take on what he thinks about our marriage and marriage in general. And like all of this kind of stuff that makes you really question how she feels about her marriage. But what I find more interesting is that like the media houses in general have always hated Jaya Bachchan. Any news article, especially back in the day when I was much younger, would always try to pit Jaya Bachchan and Rekha together. like against each other. Even like, there were a lot of things of like, oh, she's very rude and like nasty and blah blah blah. She's like grumpy all the time and
I've
all
seen
this
that.
stuff.
Like, I
And I'm
haven't seen
like,
very much of it, but I've seen the like, oh, she gets mad at paparazzi, and whenever I've seen that, I've just been like, yeah, fair. Like,
right.
I would get
It's the
mad at
same
paparazzi.
thing. Of course you don't want that. Like you don't want people like hounding you all the time. And so Jaya's seen in clips like yelling at the paparazzi, and people find that very mean and like she should, know her place type thing. But even more fascinating is that she is a member of parliament. She works for the Samajwadi Party, which is basically the socialist party, and she is a member of parliament. She's very, very vocal about like women's rights, mental health, and she recently again went viral for talking in one of the government proceedings because she was like arguing for trans rights. And I'm like, icon, queen, love you.
Yes, but I have been wondering, like, and not to compare them, but no one talks about Rekha like that, right? Because like people will talk about Rekha and they're just like, Rekha's so hot. Oh my god, she does the good photo shoots and stuff. No one's talking about what Jaya Bachchan's like because I had no idea about this until you told me. But and even most of what you just said, like I didn't know about. But also, I was thinking about it, and I was like, Rekha's the one who's been going viral, like on TikTok and stuff recently in the last couple of years for her makeup looks. And like, oh my god, she looks so good. And people will use like the silsila pictures as references when they're trying to recreate her look and stuff. And I'm like, Jaya Bachchan is right there, but no one is seeing her as icon and stuff.
I think also like the thing that really pisses me off is the double standard with how
Mm-hmm.
media has treated Rekha versus Jaya because like the usual public sort of opinion has always been that like Jaya Bachchan's come in the middle of Amitabh and Rekha's relationship and like she is the problem and she needs to be like
Hmm.
removed essentially, and everyone's always had like a lot of pity and empathy towards Rekha because they're like, oh, poor thing, she had her like unrequited love essentially, and
It's
I'm
like
like,
she was
the
literally
dude
married to
was
him.
married.
Yeah. Like, your pity
What
should
are
be for the
you talking?
wife.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Like, do you not see that she's the one who is really the victim here?
So what I was saying earlier about Rekha and Jaya Bachchan, and I think that like this also plays into what you're saying. Like the media will, like for example, even the Indian diaspora on TikTok will big up Rekha, right, and big up her makeup looks and stuff. And even in that small way, like the media is still working against Jaya Bachchan. And I didn't want to talk about that because I was like, I feel like I'm part of the problem, still pitting them against each other because it's still a
And yeah, we
comparison.
don't
It's
know
like,
their relationship. We don't know how they feel about each other really.
but like my
But I
idea
think
of
like
Rekha was like, oh, she's got good makeup. Oh, her outfits and silsila were good. But my idea of Jaya Bachchan was like just angry woman, which is actually funny because when I was a kid, I used to dislike Amitabh Bachchan because he always played the angry old man, like the angry dad in the films that I
angry
watched.
young man was his tagline.
Yeah, but I didn't know that at the time. But it's like now Jaya Bachchan has become that in the media in real life, like the angry old woman, like we don't like. Then now you're saying
Yeah,
all this, and
yeah,
I didn't know all this. I'm like, we need to
yeah.
revisit, like, put some respect on her name. Justice for Jaya, you know?
Yeah, and she actually was really doing amazingly in film way before she got married to this man. Like, she
Yeah, I've
was
heard like
known and
her
very
marriage was what
popular.
kind of like dropped off of her career.
Yes, because after they got married, like pretty soon after is when she kind of took a sabbatical from work, came back after like a decade-ish, again took a sabbatical, again came back for like Rocky or Rani Ki Prem Kahani. What I find even more interesting is that like again, she was known before her marriage as Jaya Bhaduri, right? Like that's her maiden name. And she would still get billed as Jaya Bhaduri for a while even after marriage, which apparently pissed a lot of people off because they were like, oh, she's married now, like you should use her married name. Blah. I'm like, she's more famous as Baduri. Like, why would you change that? Anyway,
I'm going to refer to her as
um,
Jaya Bhaduri for the rest of this episode.
yes, I think what I find even more interesting is like real Jaya's character kind of seeping into Nandini's character in the movie.
It's also interesting seeing how the real life Jaya Bhaduri, her comments on like, I think marriage is overrated and like I've been in the same marriage for 52 years. I can't love someone more than that. Like I've done my penance kind of thing, like her
Mm-hmm,
attitude. And
mm-hmm.
it's like obviously she was making those comments again like 25 years after the film came out. But it's like, yeah, that is also I wouldn't put that out of character for the character in the film because it's like she
Nandini.
just really gets treated like a second class citizen in her home. She doesn't have any beef with Anjali, she doesn't have any beef with like all this stuff that's going on. But because Yoshvardhan has decided to do it, she's just like, okay, well, like, I can't do anything. All I can do is cry here, but like, he's not gonna listen to me. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, could not give less
Yeah.
of a shit. But then he's like, hey,
She
you didn't tie my tie this morning.
once Rahul and Anjali like are kind of debating coming back to the family, that's when like Nandini takes her stand and she lays out like all the correct and wrong things that Yash has done in his life of like,
Great scene.
okay, yes, you great scene. Fantastic 10 on 10. This is exactly why Jaya Bhaduri is a better actor than Amitabh Bachchan. She says like, yes, you did the right thing by like adopting Rahul, by bringing him to our house and like by really making him a part of our family, by like giving our whatever. And then immediately flips to like, and then you sent him away and you didn't allow him to do whatever he wanted, like didn't give him a space in our home, like
You separated a
made
mother from her
me
children. Like, you
made
put
me live away
collateral
with
damage.
exactly made me live away from my kids who I and my son who I love so much, and all of these things were wrong. And that's when I realized that my husband is just a husband, he's just a human, he's not God. The whole like pati parmeshwar is like a big thing, which is like basically,
Your husband
the
is God, and
husband
like
is
his word
God.
is law, kind of thing.
Yeah, you must worship him, blah blah blah. And this scene was so amazing because like yes, she highlights that like he has made mistakes and he is therefore human and he's
Yeah.
not God and therefore his word cannot be law. And when he tries to be like Nandini and she's like, nope, keh diya na, bus, keh diya.
But then at the end of it, when he's apologizing to everyone, he apologizes to her too, and she accepts it and she forgives him. To err is human, to forgive is divine, which means actually she is the goddess in the situation, right? But then that also
Correct?
like there's a lot of you could tie in a lot of like religious imagery there with the fact that her name is Nandini and she is this like not omnipresent, but like she knows everything like mother, like she has this sixth sense about her sons and all this kind of thing. Like but the Parameshwar here, like your husband is God, but actually the whole movie has been telling us that she is the divine in the house.